Exactly. And you want to have that type of attitude.
Yes.
And that's what I was saying yesterday.
8 weeks.
Yes.
We want to have that attitude. We want to have the attitude, all right, we're going to do what we do regardless of what you think you want to do to us. And that's when you become a player. That's when you gain an identity. That's what makes you a team that you have to, you have to go out there and buckle it up against because they're going to run the ball regardless. And that's what I was saying yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that type of attitude. They've had it thus far, and they've been able to go out there and dictate tempo.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we got to win on Sunday. How about that?
We have to wait for Barrett. So,
okay.
telling stories about Sunny Hill.
Jeez.
It's great. It was a great show back in that day.
Barrett and Seth were going at it last night.
Yeah, we got
This was on what, the post game show?
Yeah, I tuned in. It was getting a little heated. Barrett gave an ah, and he and Seth they weren't having each other. And Diddy was right in the middle with this, like almost like felt like he should just get up and remove himself from the table.
Wait a second. What happened though? Like
it'd be like you're at Thanksgiving dinner and your uncle on the right is arguing with your mom on the left, their brother and sister, and you're one of the kids in the middle. You're just like, man, I'm going to get the heck out of here.
Right. That's exactly what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
Your boy was.
But, at the end of the day, he said exactly what I said.
Uh-huh.
I mean, what are you talking about?
Well, what happened?
We were talking about the maturation of Jalen Hurts. I was like, yeah, he's starting to mature as a quarterback. He's going to a second and third read, and he turned back around and said, he can't do that. I said, that's what I said. He can't do it, but with this offense, it's not just Jalen Hurts and the plays they're calling for him. It's the offensive line also being able to block what they call for him. The offensive line suck at pass protection. And that's what it is. They can't pass protect. So when they can't pass protect, he's running around. It's not like he doesn't want to go his second or third read. The offensive line doesn't afford him to because they were getting beat off the snap. You saw how bad they were getting beat against the Raiders.
The Raiders, yeah. The Raiders have a pretty good front.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I was saying. This offense is an offense that they can now run with Jalen Hurts because it takes his skill set and magnifies it. Plus, the offensive line can work with this because now they can come off the ball and run block.
Right.
And he took it as though I was saying Jalen Hurts couldn't run a regular drop back offense. No, that's not what I said. I said this offense is perfect for them right now because they have the ability to run the ball. To have Jalen Hurts drop back and throw it 40, 50 times a game just doesn't work. That's why they lost so much.
No, he's not that kind of quarterback. Now, what will remain, we don't know the answer to this yet, but if the owner and the general manager desire that kind of quarterback, that's where the rubber meets the road. If they're determined to say, hey, this Jalen Hurts is a nice player, and when he has a running game, he can do some nice things, but that's not the kind of quarterback we envision for our franchise because of X, Y, or Z. Then we're going to have, another decision to be made.
Yeah, but here's what's going to happen, right? Is they're going to go up against, and look, this is just the nature of the NFL. We saw the same thing happen against the Chargers. They're going to lose this game against the Saints. It's just they're going to come back home, and there's going to be a letdown. And that's fine. That just happens, right?
Saints got jobbed last week too.
Huh?
They haven't won a game at home, Shan.
No, they haven't yet.
Right, and you go back to last year, at the end of last year, this is now 5 straight they've lost at home. You're right, Barrett. So my point being is that to Harry laying this whole thing out, I don't specifically want this myself, but I agree, Harry, and I think what's going to happen, like we saw last year, they're going to take 1 or 2 moments out of a season and use that to justify why Jalen won't be around as the starter. And I think one of these games is going to be New Orleans.
Right.
And I'm not trying to move past what happened yesterday. I'm going to take what happened over the last 3 weeks. I think we're all set up. And it's not Nick Sirianni. It's not like, oh, my God, this guy's going to go back to doing his old things. Like Barrett said, they should have been running the ball from the jump. I think what's going to happen is they're going to go up against a really tough defense to run the football.
Shan.
And the game plan is going to revert back to throw. And then where are we going to be, though, Barrett, right?
Well, Shan, look at this. They played against the number 5 ranked defense against the rush yesterday.
Right, and they were able to run the football.
New Orleans is number 1.
Correct.
Against the rush.
Right.
Now, the difference between 3 weeks ago, or maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago,
right,
they didn't know that they could run the ball because they never really tried to.
Right.
Well, they're making an earnest effort to do it now. So right now, it used to be back then that, a couple of weeks ago that we would, all right, if they were deficient against the pass, we would pass the ball. If they were deficient against the run, we run the ball. Instead of dictating tempo and doing what we want to do and having the defense adjust to us, we were adjusting to them. Well, now I'm hoping that they go out there with the mindset that, okay, then it doesn't matter what they put in front of us. It doesn't matter who they put in front of us. We're going to run the ball regardless.
Because that's what we do.
Exactly. And you want to have that type of attitude.
Yes.
And that's what I was saying yesterday.
8 weeks.
Yes.
We want to have that attitude. We want to have the attitude, all right, we're going to do what we do regardless of what you think you want to do to us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you become a player. That's when you gain an identity. That's what makes you a team that you have to go out there and buckle it up against because they're going to run the ball regardless.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I was saying yesterday. You know what I'm saying? You want to have that type of attitude. They've had it thus far, and they've been able to go out there and dictate tempo. Now, defensively, they got to go about it the same way. Yesterday, I think that, Coach Gannon put, the opposite jerseys over there, but he took their name tags off. He put a veil over their faces so they didn't know who was out there. And he just told his guys, look, play up tight on them. Mm-hmm. I don't care who it is, Jerry Jeudy, on the Cortland Sutherland. I don't care. Cortland Sutherland, I don't care who it is. Go out there, play tight on them, and play ball. And that's what you have to do. If we get beat, all right, we just get beat. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But we can no longer get nicked to death and jabbed to death and stabbed to death.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you wanted to guard. Just if you're going to beat us, go ahead and just beat us flat out. But all this, you know what I'm saying?
And the quarterback couldn't.
Right.
It showed the glaring shortcomings of Teddy Bridgewater yesterday.
Exactly.
That offense. We had one of these in college we were talking about where I think it was in college. We were talking about where if you just get up on them, they're not. Oh, it was it Penn State taking on Iowa? It was Iowa.
Oh, yeah. If you get out in front of Iowa,
they're just not built.
Right.
And look, that's if you look at Denver losing, that's what's happened where teams got up on them and took their ability to go downhill with both Gordon and Williams. Guess what? That's now the plan to beat the Philadelphia Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
What you saw with the Denver Broncos, how the Eagles beat Denver is how you now can go out and attack. Right. So it's what's going to be interesting. And this is where it comes to a head. I think this week we have 3 straight weeks where the Eagles offense just ran the football. And look, I feel like
you're on fire today, Shan. You're on fire.
No. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, right? And I think the problem is that it's always going to be so clear cut for people where they have to have one or the other. You're either praising or hate. No. What's happened on offense is all of us are right. We've been telling this dude, like, why should we be going crazy for the offense to finally listen to us? We're not coaches.
I'm
not even Barrett's
going
coach.
crazy. You're not going crazy. Hell
right.
No.
But we're happy. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is a nuanced conversation today.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they have an identity. I love the fact that they're doing it, but we've all been calling for this.
And they started with it in the first series yesterday. So it was part of their commitment. It was part of their game plan. Yeah, it was. And they got out to a 10-0 lead. It's not a joke. I mean, their third series of a week ago, they committed to the run. They moved right down the football field and scored a touchdown. I mean, it's not rocket science.
But see,
and then they got a big play from their defense in this game too, which was eerily reminiscent to the special teams play that they got in Carolina. It was a huge moment in the game, the Slay play.
Well,
Denver was moving the football
at end of the game.
Yeah, they got another one now. They got another one. They got a.
Well, they blocked a field goal too.
Yeah.
Correct.
But you know what? I don't want us to go back to running the same offense because we have our number 1 running back now. He's coming back.
He's coming back this week. He's eligible to, right?
Right. Yeah, so he's eligible to come back. And I know they're just going to, the rookie, they're going to set him on the bench. He needs to sit on the bench. He missed a crucial block on the protection, and teams are going to, that's what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? They're going to make sure that they put him on somebody, a linebacker that's going to run straight through him.
But they better not put Jordan Howard in mothballs.
That's right.
And that's what I was just about to get to.
Yeah.
He is too good right now. He's playing too well right now
Right.
for you to bench his services. He's got to still be an integral part in this offense. You see the way he was running between those tackles?
Yeah.
3 yards in a cloud of dust, man.
Well,
he's got to still be a guy that you dress and not just dress him, but use him.
That's why none of us could understand why he was on the practice squad for the first 6 weeks of the season, for whatever it was.
Yep.
I mean, look at it, man. He's the hammer.
Yeah.
Okay, you got Sanders back. So what? Howard's got to get his touches.
Use them.
And I tell you what, Dump Truck looks good
usage.
too now.
Yeah.
Dump Truck looks really good.
Oh yeah.
Well,
so he's got to play.
How do you move away from that at this point, right? But I think we're all waiting. I mean, look, I think people who watch the NFL, I can't speak for people that are in the chat that only watch one team, but people that watch the NFL know it's a week-to-week league and know that shit happens and teams have to adjust, and your game plan, your scripted 10 plays or 15 plays may work or they may not work. And then it's on you, as we've seen, for better or worse. So I don't know. It's hard for me to think that it's not going to happen. I don't know what to make of what we've seen over the last 3 weeks, right? They're 2-1 over the last 3 weeks. The running game is on fire. Miles Sanders comes back. That shouldn't be a negative.
No, it shouldn't.
That should be a positive. You're right.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So why are we concerned?
But that should augment what they've already started to do now over the last 3 weeks instead of turn it on its ear.
Hey, you guys are right, man. Like I'm starting to think like, all right, they're gonna mess this up. They're gonna do something to mess this. Why am I thinking that, man? Why am I thinking that? I should be like, okay,
because we can't have nice things.
We got Miles Sanders come back. We're really gonna run the ball.
Right.
But instead, I'm thinking, oh, they're gonna mess all this up. Oh, they're gonna bench Howard. Oh man, they're not gonna get the ball to Dump Truck anymore. Oh, what are we gonna do, man?
Look, here's the thing. If I'm Nick Sirianni, look, running the football is not anything innovative. It's not anything brand new. I mean, it's like basic shit, man. You're asking the guys in front of you to put hands on other guys and move the pocket. And we have guys that we root for on this team that can do that on that line, right? Barrett's been preaching that since last year. So now I want to see what happens when you go up against a tight defense and you have to start scheming some stuff for your number one wide receiver, who honestly, I can't say this enough. Outside of T.O., in both of your combined years, outside of T.O., have you ever seen a Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver run as crisp of a route with the speed that DeVonta Smith has?
No.
I haven't either.
No.
This dude knocked out of the park when he drafted DeVonta Smith. This is a game changer here. So this feels like a Smith game, doesn't it, coming up?
Well, it does. Absolutely does. But
that's going to be on Sirianni now. That's where I want to see. All right, now I'm excited.
He did it, though.
No.
Did his last game.
Smith, I'm good with. Right. I'm good with. But Smith also is part of a game plan that was working against that defense. And again, I'm saying my anticipation here is that they're not going to be able to run as effortlessly against New Orleans. Now they're going to have to scheme some stuff for DeVonta. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm looking forward to seeing from DeVonta Smith. I'm not saying this is a negative. I'm saying this is like he has built up expectation now to where I'm looking at him as a game-breaking difference maker on the field.
Yep, absolutely. And he has to do within the framework of what he did this week. I mean, the first touchdown to Smith was off play action in 12 personnel. 2 tight ends in the game. They're to the right side. Run a little read at the mesh point, and he just said, "All right, then, this is my college. It's one of my college."
Yeah, he went
receivers.
up and beat his buddy.
I'm gonna go up there and throw against a guy I threw against in practice. I'm gonna trust my wide receiver who I played with.
He went up and made a
guy
play
that I also played with.
Yeah,
and he did it. And he went up and got it. The second touchdown. What makes the second touchdown to Smith so significant? He was the second read. He wasn't the first read. They had bunch formation to the right side. They had 11 personnel in. The tight end was to the left side and running backs to the left side. On the right side, they had a bunch formation. At the point of that formation, they had Smith. Now, Smith is supposed to run he ran a crossing route, a drag route across the field. He's supposed to take both those defenders and make them look at it for a quick second. And then behind him, the outside receiver slow played the route and ran the same route as Smith did. And he's supposed to be the primary to that open window. But Smith beat him so bad that, once Hurts looked off the coverage and turned around, looked to the left side, to the right side, he had beat the cornerback so bad that he had to throw it to him in the second window. And that's what made this play. I'm like, that's him maturing as a quarterback. The maturation of Jalen Hurts is unfolding in front of us. We all see it. We all see it.
Yeah, look.
But they just got to keep him going.
Second half wasn't fantastic, though, right? So we have to have balance here. There was a pick that was dropped basically because DeVonta Smith was a better cornerback yesterday than anybody that the Denver Broncos had.
And that's because the running back missed his block.
No, I get it. Like, shit's going to happen out there. Guys going to miss a block. Like, it's going to happen. There were a couple of throws, I think, in the second half that Hurts wants back. Look, they also, and I'm not saying this is a negative because there are so many people, and unfortunately, there are even people in our small community here that can only see things one or the other way. But you know this, Barrett. Harry, you know this just from being around the game as well. You get breaks, right? You put your head down. You say, "Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am." You just take it and go.
Football gods, yes,
exactly.
Yes.
Look, that was a 4-point swing to a 14. Like, that was a 10-point swing right there for a coaching decision that made absolutely no sense to go for it on 4th and short when you're only down a touchdown in the third quarter.
Oh, Fangio, you're talking about?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Devontae Adams. Exactly.
You had a whole quarter to play.
Right.
I mean, and it's a one-score game. That was an idiotic decision.
Devontae Adams gets the touchdown pulled back. Now, here's the thing.
I'm glad they were idiots, though.
Yes, exactly. And this is a good thing that the Eagles were able to take advantage of breaks.
Right.
Like, Slay's run back was all him. That was an individual who was the best athlete on the field for how long was that? 45 seconds. It felt like 45.
Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said?
No.
And I resent that remark that he said. He said, "Oh man," he looked up and he saw it was 13 personnel. All them fat guys in there, nobody better catch me.
Well, it's true.
And did you see the quarterback? He gave me.
That was a business decision. The business decisions.
Tap out.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
That's the difference, though, is like the Eagles get down and you have Jalen Hurts who can move, right? Teddy Bridgewater can't really move.
Yeah.
So he's relegated, and they did a good job, overall, as far as they knew that Bridgewater wasn't just going to sit back and throw big time in the air. That's just not their offense. And look, the difference between last week and this week on the ground, and I'm not taking anything away from guys on the field who made plays. Guys on the field deserve all the credit on defense, all the credit. But how much are you really going to run Javonte and Melvin Gordon when you're down 30-13?
Well, then it's over. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he made them one-dimensional in the fourth quarter after they went for it on 4th down.
That was it.
Which was stupid. Then Teddy B becomes one-dimensional and you got him. I had a guy on my other show who summed up Teddy Bridgewater perfectly. He said, 3rd and 4, Teddy will get you 5. 3rd and 9, Teddy will get you 5.
Yep.
Like, that's Teddy Bridgewater in a nutshell. I couldn't have thought of a better way to describe him.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It really is, man.
Yep.
It really is. And it's amazing because people are going to look at this and say, "Oh, you're just saying the only reason why the Eagles won is because of all the things that happened." No, what I'm saying is it's a sign of a team that's at least moving in the right direction, that they didn't lose. We've seen them lose games like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Where they've been given the game, like, here, take the game, go home, just take the game right now. And Sirianni or Gannon or whoever's like, "Nah, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it."
Well,
it's a good sign to see that. It's just they're still 4-6.
Well, look at this, man.
And in the playoff mix.
Well,
I heard Barkan trying to convince all you guys, especially Ray Didinger, that they're a possible playoff team. I mean, mathematically, they are.
Realistically, though,
with the 7th seed, with that extra team.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, soft schedule coming up. I mean, they got the Jets. They should beat the Jets by 30.
Yep.
Right?
They should beat the Giants both games.
Let's just say you split with the Giants and split with Washington. Okay,
I think they could sweep one of those.
They could, but let's just say they don't. Let's see how many we get. So 2-2 there, right? You beat the Jets, that's 3-2. Dallas doesn't play their starters in week 18, 17, 18, whatever it is, and you win that. So you're 4-2.
That they're just going to be out? They don't have anything. Like you think that because remember, there's only one bye here,
right? Well, so they wouldn't have that, but they'd have the division sewn up.
But that doesn't mean that they necessarily have their seeding sewn up either, right?
I see what you're saying, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, that they don't play Dak Prescott.
Let it be known that I am not fighting and being difficult.
Right.
Contrary,
so that would be 4-2. 4-2, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So this Saints game, you get to 5-2. And what are they at now? So that's 9 wins. You're 9-8. Does that get you in?
Yeah,
that could get you the 7th seed.
Wait a second. They're 4-6 now, and how do they finish?
9-8.
So they're winning.
They beat the Saints and they beat Dallas because Dallas doesn't play the quarterback.
So they're going 5-2 down the stretch here.
That's what I'm saying. To get the 9, they'd have
which
to.
is very realistic.
Oh man.
I mean, you look at it, but let me not get into that. But hey, I want to answer a question on the screen.
What do you mean, man? Barrett? You're not getting into it. I'm playing to your sensibilities here. What are you talking about?
Well, the reason I say that because my glasses always half full, and I see them whooping.
Yeah,
I see them whooping.
Yeah. What is in that glass?
I need to know.
It's infused. That's what
Strawberry
it is.
Fanta with vodka.
Right. It's infused. Way, whatever.
Have you seen that commercial? That commercial needs to be fired into the sun.
Which one is that?
That Fanta. Noah Fanta, Fanta, Noah Fanta.
I've never seen it. No, I've never seen
Google that Wanna Fanta commercial. All right.
Oh my God.
That's old though, isn't it?
I don't know. Are there new Fanta commercials? Do they pop new ones out?
No.
Just letting you know.
But hey, I'll get back into it, but I wanted to answer Tone's question about, why they haven't been good at home. They have played some dogs at home. That's why they played some really good teams at home. All the teams they lost were good teams. You know what I mean? I mean, you had Tom Terrific here. You had the 49ers here.
Yeah.
You had the Chiefs here. I mean, we're talking about good teams at home. So I mean, that's the biggest thing. You had the Chargers here. So that's why they really haven't won a game here.
Well, the 49ers game was one of those games early in the year where, like Eitan was describing, where Sirianni and Gannon had the game and they just said, nah, I don't want it.
Right.
That was one of those games. I mean, that was a winnable game.
Very winnable game. We should have won that game. And, especially now when we look at them now.
Yeah, they're not that good. They're play tonight. Maybe they beat the Rams. Who knows? It's kind of a funky line.
Though. Like you can't go back and say, oh, they beat the Lions 41-7, therefore they should have beat. No, it's every week there's something that happens, and it's how prepared you are. I mean, nobody goes undefeated, right? Look at the Bucs yesterday. Is anybody really concerned about Tampa Bay?
No,
because they lose to Washington on the road.
No, Washington had the bigger loss, even though they won the game because they lost Chase Young for the year.
Good point.
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah, Sweat is out also.
Sweat.
Yes,
yeah, Montez Sweat and Chase. Oh, man, I'll tell you, that's an overplay waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But no,
how about the Cardinals losing also?
Yeah, they didn't have anybody out there.
Right.
They didn't have anybody. No Kyler Murray, no D-Hop.
How about Cam Newton?
I'm back.
How about he gets a flag right away? Right. Takes his helmet off, starts yelling into the camera.
Yeah. And how about Deshaun Jackson last night getting his first touch as a Raider, makes a big play and then fumbles the ball. So
I'm watching the game downstairs, right? And that happens. And I'm laughing. Like I even get a text from upstairs, wife and a baby, like, is everything okay? Yeah. I don't know what it was. I could not stop laughing at that. It was so fucking funny watching Deshaun Jackson just do a stupid thing. Like he's got more boneheaded plays in his repertoire than anybody else.
Right. Yeah, like we've seen it all, but before that didn't surprise any of us, did it?
Dropping the ball multiple times before the end zone. Sterling had a point there in the snow where all you needed to do was cross the tip of the nose of the football and it's a touchdown. So he tried to drag it. That's your guy there. He tried to drag it on the goal line there to be cool, to have little style points there. And everyone, oh no, it's a fumble. Deshaun just dropped the football in this game. It's so funny. I can't stop laughing at that. Did you see the highlight of it?
Oh, no question, man. No question. I mean, it's just everything, man. Like this year has been one of the craziest years ever, as far as losses and what's going on in the NFL. I mean, the dominant team that should be so dominant they shouldn't lose another game is the Rams.
Yeah.
But I can almost guarantee they're going to lose one or two before the end of the season.
Yeah. Well, the Chiefs looked like the Chiefs of old last night.
Yeah.
Kelsey got off on the Raiders, as he always does.
Yes.
So they might have woken up, and now they get Edwards-Helaire back too. So
yeah,
So
don't count them out.
Divisional game against a team that they normally beat the shit out of.
Yeah. Well, they have Dallas this week.
They do, and I love
week.
Dallas. Yep, love Dallas in this
At KC, it's 2.5, right?
Yes, and you know that KC they don't cover at home.
No,
this is a loss straight up, man. I think Dallas is the one that's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They whooped up on Atlanta. Now, why did they go for 2 up 34-0? Why did? Because I was doing a show and I'm half watching it, and I'm like, wait, now they're at 36. Why did they go for 2 up 4 or 5 scores at the end of the first half? I didn't understand that.
I didn't understand it either. But
Like, did Atlanta commit a penalty and move them to the 1, and they just said, "Hey, screw it, let's go in"? I didn't see what happened there, but I thought that was odd.
Well, that I can see Dallas going out there and stomping a mud hole in the Chiefs. I think that's going to be a thrashing, because I don't know if they can handle. I don't know if they can handle the receivers that they have. Talk about receivers. Yeah, see the receivers. I see the receivers that Kansas City has, but the receivers that Dallas have. I mean, 88 is almost unstoppable, bro.
Yep.
He does what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. Yeah.
Sharp money opened up right away on Dallas.
Oh, did it?
Oh yeah, right away.
Oh, it did he?
Oh, it did he? Yeah, it did.
What is the line on that?
It was 2.5. Yeah. Now watch that move though. Especially after everybody loves when Kansas City is back.
Right.
They love it when KC's back.
Scoring
So
lots
why are
of
we
points.
favored? Why are we favored right now?
Eagles?
Only favored by 1.5.
Watch that move too.
Yeah.
I jumped in with New Orleans on the money line because it was plus money, but I don't think that lasts, to be honest with you. Now, there are a couple of interesting lines here that opened up. All right, we have to take a quick one here, but I think, honestly, when you look at what Dallas has been able to put together, that team, Green Bay survives one of the
what a weird game.
Oh, Seattle. Here's the thing, though, right? I think people looked at Jordan Love and then Aaron Rodgers coming back like this. They applied that same gap to Geno and Russell Wilson. Now, clearly, Russell Wilson is a much better quarterback than Geno Smith. But my point being is that offense wasn't great when Russell Wilson was healthy. They weren't dominant. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't cooking or this other like that.
Right.
Offense was basically stalled when he was there.
Right.
They don't have a run game.
Nothing.
Their offensive line.
The offensive line is not letting them push the ball down the field to their big play receivers.
He's definitely out of there after this year.
Oh, no question. That's why. That's why Eagle Green. You think that we'll talk about that when he comes back. Do you think that Eagle Green? Because I'm just saying. I'm not saying it because I'm saying it more so because of how he needs to tie his train to somebody, and I think that it will be somebody like Russell to keep him around, keep him relevant. Because it's got to be the point now where the owner's like, hey. Howie,
enough with your Kenny Pickett fantasies.
Right. I mean,
do you see who this man's married to? Who's Pickett's girlfriend or fiance? Ciara out there.
I don't know.
It's not often that your wife is more famous than you are. Look, ask Tom Brady.
Tom
right?
Brady, yeah,
exactly. So
or me.
Exactly.
You're there you go. You got to know.
All right, we got a break here. We're back at Braids.